All right, here we go. And we have our countdown: three, two, one, pills.
And we're off on game one, both players playing on medium speed. Looking at this initial board for Floyd, it looks like it's a bit more jagged than Frank's board right now. Frank has a lot of double clear opportunities early on if he can get to them.
Yeah, I was looking at Frank's board, and he's just got some really nice things going on. A lot of horizontal opportunities, a lot of doubles, as you were saying, and he's making some really great plays to get down to them. Love this tuck down to get the quad with the reds. Really nice play there by Frank.
Looks like Floyd is starting to open up some double and even triple opportunities with these blues right here. I love how Floyd is playing this board so far, and there is no hesitation in the moves he is making either.
Yeah, Frank is in a position where he needs just a heck of a lot of yellow. Fortunately, the doc is giving him some yellow. He would probably love to see a horizontal, a double yellow, and there it is. One pill too late, but he is still able to use it effectively.
Yeah, Floyd's board looking very clean. No more blue viruses, but he's not getting much in the way of blue pills either. So that's going to work out just fine. Getting a what looked like it might have been a double yellow rush for a little bit there, and just perfect RNG. And both are out at pretty much the same time.
Wow, both players just waiting on that final yellow. That was really fun to see. Looking at Floyd's board, really nice start. Love what he's doing with the red blues to get the drop combo. And he's just got some really nice setups here. And over on Frank's board, he looks like he's doing some really nice things as well. Both boards are really diverse, which is exactly what you want to see in this kind of match.
Floyd probably waiting for the blue red, decides to stop waiting for the blue red just as it appears in the next box. But still, it's going to leave his board mostly clean. Going to have to do some tuck plays over there, which was probably what caused that brief hesitation there, because it takes a little while to maneuver pills that way. Look at this
Wow,
combo from
my
Frank. Holy
God.
smokes.
Really fantastic combo from Frank. He's now down to 18 viruses, 7 viruses, now 4 viruses ahead of Floyd who just had a really nice combo of his own. Frank really would love to get these reds horizontally. He has the opportunity to maybe manufacture something, but I gotta think he's gonna wait for it. No, he is just gonna go ahead and fire off and get it. What a combo by Frank.
Hmm. Yeah, Floyd was starting to catch up there for a moment, but Frank's next big combo gets him right back in the driver's seat. Let's see how Floyd attacks his endgame here. Frank's is looking really neat and clean. He's out at a 309. Whoa.
Floyd just needing a whole lot of red to get out of this level 11. Starting to get the reds he needs. This yellow blue, not really useful, but right after the doc starts, give him some more reds. He's got to be feeling really nice about that. Would love to get more of them, though, and get back into this game.
Looks like well, it's not necessarily the end game itself so much as just the RNG that's just giving him problems. It cost Savage a match in the last game, and there it is, 346, which is still a really good time for 10 and 11.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looking over at Frank's side of things, he has a lot of red on this top line, and until about just now, was not getting any red pills to speak of. Starting to get a few now, making those tucks down with anything that's not red.
Looking at Floyd's board right now, he needs a lot of blue help, and I mean a lot. There's a lot of double clears, which is nice because then it won't take as many blue pills as it appears it might. But nonetheless, he still needs a lot.
Hmm.
And there's a little
Meanwhile,
help at last. A little bit of reprieve from Dr. Mario's hot dog fury.
Yeah, meanwhile, Frank's still pretty spired there in his columns 6 and 7. Finally gets the red and blue that he needs to chop that down just a little bit. And then another red blue. He has really brought this down. This double yellow going to be perfect for him. He's going to be able to clear these blues horizontally. And once he gets the blue, and there it is, he does clear horizontally. He just needs a red now to bring the rest of this down, and he will be looking pretty good there, Pack.
Frank is starting to get hammered by RNG a little bit. You would love to be able to de-sandwich that red between the blues, but that's not going to happen. He's just going to go ahead and clear it vertically, and that's not going to be a problem. He's going to be out at 523.
Yeah, so about a 9 virus deficit for Floyd at the moment, but I gotta say I really like the way Floyd's in game is looking. Either side of the yellow that he clears up, and he ends up clearing both sides. He sets himself up really nicely for that horizontal blue. Interested to see what he's gonna do with the reds and the yellows at the bottom. Looking like he had the opportunity to and he is going to clear it out horizontally, out at a 550.
Yeah, I believe you were going to say he had an opportunity to set up the drop combo to finish the level, but he decided to go a different route, and RNG was favorable enough to where it didn't make a huge difference at least. But right now he's got a 9 virus deficit to make up in the last level.
Yeah, which is not too bad, too much of a deficit for a player like Floyd. He's done a really nice job already in this level 13, already brought it down to just a 4 virus deficit. But Frank is just making some really nice plays, dropping down this board as quickly and efficiently as possible. You see, there is no garbage whatsoever on his board at the moment.
Neither is a nice swim move by Frank there to take out some viruses in column 1 and really just help set the edge of his board so that he can further minimize drop time. Has a lot of blue on his top line, which might be a cause for concern, but he's maintaining a 10 virus lead, and this match is just about, or this round in particular, is just about over. Nice little drop horizontal clear by Floyd there. Now he's starting to attack column 1 and starting to bring everything down, but he does not have much time to spare if he wants to catch up and win this thing.
Yeah, column 1 was really Floyd's main pain point in this level. It's just gotten so high and wasn't really getting any of the pills that he needed to address that until just recently. Does have the opportunity for some really nice horizontal combos here, and he does signal that he wants to do that. However, with the one virus now remaining for Frank, and he gets the double red out of the 739. That is going to spell disaster for Floyd, as Frank does get out first and takes the first game.
Yeah, but a strong first game by Floyd as well. He may full well have a sub 8 of his own, which is an excellent time for this level block. Just a couple more yellows and he's got it. And it's not going to be a sub 8 thanks to RNG, but 803 is still a very good time.
And to only be 24 seconds behind Frank, that's still an amazing accomplishment.
Frank is one of the best, and there is no shame in hanging with him. All right, so we got a ready from Floyd. He's ready to go. He wants to get into game 2 right now.
Yeah, that's always been a hallmark of Floyd. He doesn't want to wait in between. He just wants to keep going. As we have readies from both players and our 3, 2, 1 pills.
Pills. Let's go. Game 2 begins. Both players pretty much out of the gate at the same time. And Floyd's board looks really nice. A nice little drop horizontal here for Frank to start. This is some pretty neat. These are 2 neat looking boards right here.
Yeah, loving both boards for our players. Frank has done some really nice things with the pills that he's been given. Thought he might have used that double red to tuck into column 3 and get the triple vertical. Elects not to do that. He's going to do it there. Really nice play there by Frank, who is now getting a tiny bit of a double yellow rush, but not quite a rush because it was followed by a blue yellow instead of a double blue.
Floyd doing a great job playing this board, got a D sandwich, and then immediately got the vertical clear that he was looking for that was unlocked from that D sandwich. Has everything really neat and tidy. Not a whole lot of red virus access. I mean, there's not a whole lot on his board in the first place, and that is the point. But everything is looking really clean on Floyd's board. This is an incredible 10.
Yeah, and you got to think Floyd's really
Oh,
loving the
look
situation
at
he's
this
in right
RNG
now.
he's getting.
And he's going to get the blue to finish it out at a 120.
120.
Holy cow, Floyd. What a level 10.
Wow. That's all you can say is wow. That is just exemplary play.
I'm going to have to check speedrun.com later for that because that was just fantastic. But Frank, not too far behind, only 20 seconds behind out of his level 10 into level 11, joins Floyd, who just really had a really nice little drop combo right there. Potentially looking for a yellow blue to drop this down. And not going to get the yellow blue. Well, he is going to get it there, and he is going to use it to clear out some garbage. Probably not the best play, as he needed all that to clear the blues out underneath, or excuse me, on top. But we'll see what he manages to do with that.
Floyd early on in this board had a lack of access to yellow and quite a bit of half yellow pills that he had to deal with. But now it looks like he's got some more color diversity on his board. I see a lot of blue. A double blue obviously would be a godsend, but at the moment, looks like he might just try to manufacture one and try to get some red blues. And this double red is going to help trigger his combo.
Yeah, speaking of blues, that's exactly what Frank would love right now. His entire top line is blue, and as we've said on this broadcast, I believe in past broadcasts, blue is just not a color that you want to rely on. It is statistically the least common pill that you're going to see in NES Dr. Mario, and anytime, and I can say this from experience, anytime you're waiting on blue, you're just going to get infuriated by this game.
Yeah, that is not to say you cannot also be infuriated by lack of other colors.
This is true.
But nonetheless, Floyd is starting to clear out his blue, and he's doing so very efficiently. Looks like he's going to do a lightning rod setup for maximum efficiency. Okay, looks like he's just going to go ahead and take the vertical clear since the doc was so gracious as to provide a double blue for just that purpose.
And Floyd at the moment signaling that he was signaling that he wanted to go horizontally. We'll see what he does with the double red. He does elect to go vertically. He could have gone either way since he had the double red and he had the one red on the side. But as it stands, he's out at a 352. Meanwhile, Frank still waiting for those blues. Gosh, the RNG has just been brutal for Frank this level 11.
Yeah, double blue is a fickle mistress to rely upon, and as is single blue at times, and Frank is getting a familiar taste of that, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Floyd could really use some red help right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has access to at least a couple of blue viruses, so he could at least make use of these pills that have absolutely no red on them. There's a bit of a drill down. And it
Yeah, I
looks like
don't
he's
hate the
gonna
drill though.
yeah. I mean, nobody wants to do the drill down because of all the drop time you have to deal with, but if you don't have any other choice in the matter, sometimes it kind of helps to because like you have little other choice, and it gives you a brief moment to kind of clear your head and think about how you're going to attack the rest of the board.
Frank just needing one more blue, still not getting it, and
Oh my gosh!
he is just 2 rows away from the top of his board, and this is exactly why Frank has that
Wow!
RNG, that RNG emote with the one pill just down buried in the corner. Is that almost that exact same thing? It's ridiculous, but he finally does manage to avoid topping out, gets the blue, joins Floyd into his level 12, but Floyd with a 35 virus lead right now. It's looking really good for Floyd.
That level 11 for Frank is what we call AB start and select because we
hmm
just don't want any part of that if that's in the middle of our run.
And for those that don't know, AB Start Select is that quick reset that will get you back to the starting screen of Dr. Mario. and other NES games, as I recall.
and pretty much every Game Boy game as well.
Oh, did not know that.
Yeah.
Frank's setting up for a big drop, which he does manage to get. A little bit risky playing that close to the top of the board, but it's not as bad on medium speed. Would have been a little more concern for him if he was on high speed, but we see Frank do stuff like that all the time. It's nothing that he's not used to. But as
Oh,
it
he's got a big
stands,
one set up here. Look at this.
my gosh. That does knock the deficit down to 20. He was about, I believe it was 30 behind. So Frank is working to get caught back up to Floyd. Looking at Floyd's board, it's fairly even, but a lot of blue on that top line, Packy.
A lot of blue and a chunk of yellow, and pretty much just one lone red virus just kind of lingering right there. I mean, that drill down is going to expose another red virus. So he's still very much clean. It's just a question of how he's going to attack this going forward.
Yep.
He has
And
a horde. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, I just noticed that Frank is actually a whole level behind Floyd.
Yes, that is what a terrible level's worth of RNG will do to you, unfortunately.
Yeah, so Floyd definitely in the driver's seat here, unless something absolutely brutal happens with the RNG. I think it's pretty safe to say Floyd's got this one, but we'll just have to see what happens. Blue, as we've said, is a fickle mistress, and anything could happen, but I think it's pretty safe to call this one for Floyd.
Yeah, the only real pain point here is this totem pole in column 8, and he knows exactly how he's going to attack it. So there's going to be nothing complicated about this whatsoever. It's just a matter of waiting for RNG to provide.
Hmm.
Looks like he's going to set up a horizontal on the blue in row number 1, which is just fine. And he's already got all the blue he needs to finish that part of his board. Now he just needs a couple of reds, and he's going to be out in 8-13.
8-13, 35 viruses ahead of Frank. What a game for Floyd. And I mean, all respect to Frank. He did everything he could with what he was given, but that RNG in his level 11, it's really what did him in this crown.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some really even matches in these semifinals, and right now RNG really does seem like the deciding factor at this point, because that's just the level of skill as well as parity that these players are reaching.
Hmm. So a best of 5 now becomes a best of 3. Looking to see who's going to go on to face Adelito in the finals. I know Floyd would love to get there. It's been a while since Floyd's seen the finals, Packy.
And he would love to get there. He's 2 wins away, and beating Frank is no easy task. But we have our countdown. We have our 3-2-1. We have our pills. And immediately a lack of access to blue for Floyd to start out his level 10.
Took a quick moment to look this up. Floyd's last appearance in the finals was June of 2022, and that was actually against Frank.
Well, perhaps then it's only appropriate. And this is a nice little setup here, that underclear in column 8 by Floyd, anticipating the red yellow at the end of that red blitz.
Ooh,
Nice
love that clear from
little,
Floyd.
yeah, nice little clear from Floyd, and he's got an L yeah set up right here.
The
Looks like
double
he's
blue,
going to use the double
perfect.
blue to trigger it instead of the blue red to avoid drop time.
Yeah, Floyd is just playing out of his mind here in this level 10. But that said, Frank has been really making some really nice plays as well. You see, he's got that fairly even top line, a little more blue than I'd like to see, but he's just doing a really nice job here. This red blue going to be perfect for him. Elects to go clear column 1 out with it instead of chopping some of this stuff down in the middle. We'll see how that works out for him as Floyd down to just 3 viruses, now 2 viruses remaining. Had the
Nice L
opportunity
clear
to
there
do
by
some
Frank.
horizontals, but gonna do it vertically.
Yeah, that was a nice L clear by Frank to clean out a bunch of viruses in the middle of his board. He's got the horizontal set up. It looks like, oh, very nice swim move there to tuck that pill in and knock out that virus in column 8 without any drop time. Now he can horizontal this red at hit whenever he gets the pills he needs.
Floyd just had a really nice play where he dropped some pills down and got a double red immediately after, which was perfect because the way the
Mm.
garbage set fell down, he was able to use that to get a horizontal. It was a really nice play by Floyd, who is 26 viruses remaining in this level 11. Gonna need a little bit more blue. Thought he might have used that double blue in columns 2 and 3
Here it
rather
is.
than 5 and 6, but he's gonna get the horizontal anyway and drop down those yellows.
Yeah, he was waiting for that horizontal, and it looked for a moment that he might have had to wait just a little too long, but he got the pills he needed just in time. Gets the horizontal underneath. Very nice play.
And Frank is playing this level 11 very nicely and very efficiently. We see no garbage on his board at the moment. Gonna take a little bit here, excuse me, but it's not actually too bad because if he's able to get these reds horizontally in his columns 7 and 8, then all these yellows are going to drop down very nicely. And he does signal that that's what he wants to do. We'll see if he's able to do it.
Floyd, meanwhile, just waiting on a couple yellows, and he's going to be out of 11. And he's going to be out at a 329. It looks like Frank might be holding out for a double yellow, or, okay, perhaps not. Oh, and there is the double yellow, of course. But it looks like he's got some horizontals getting set up in the middle of his board. He basically has to get rid of this blue in column 4 to open those up for a fat log possibility. If he could just get a red yellow to complete that, and there it
And
is.
there it is. Wow. Fat log for Frank. Meanwhile, Floyd doing some really nice work in this level 12. Um, Starting to look a bit split though. He would love to be able to knock some of these blues down, which is really why it's been split. He just hasn't gotten the blues that he's needed to work on this board and to progress it. But now that he's gotten the blues, it's starting to look a little better. It's still a little bit split, mostly heavy on that right side. But Floyd's just done a really great job with it so far.
Looking at Floyd's board, this is a very cleanly set up board. It's just so great. I'm loving these setups that he's got going right now, keeping everything pretty much compact. It does look a little bit spired, but it's not so spired that it's going to cost him a ton of drop time. He's able to set up this lightning bolt right here in columns 6 and 7, which he can take whenever he gets another red blue. Decides to go ahead and just knock off the virus in column 6.
Lloyd looking like he wants to take these blues at the bottom horizontally. He can actually do it either way. And looks like he's going to go elect to do it vertically. This double red, perfect for him. Gets that tuck in, gets the reds cleared out. He's just going to need one more red. Here it is, out at a 523. What a pace for Floyd going into level 13.
And this is a great pace for Floyd in this pivotal game 3. This early setup, just a little bit of blue garbage to deal with. It's not too big a deal. But a particular lack of access to yellow viruses might slow him down a little bit. We'll see how it works out.
Curious to see whether Floyd is going to. No, he's not going to wait and clear the reds out horizontally, which I think is the right play. It was going to be really tough as Frank joins him into level 13. About a 19 virus difference now between our players. But you know, we've seen Frank pull off some really nice comebacks before. This is definitely anybody's game as Floyd struggling to get reds and blues at the moment.
There's not a whole lot of garbage on Floyd's board, but the RNG is just kind of directing him to make moves that he probably would rather not make. But this double yellow right here, let's see what he does with it. Looks like he's going to set up the horizontal clear on the bottom of his board. and that's going to take out those two yellow viruses. So let's see how he decides to attack the rest of this board. I do like that clear he made there because that blue overhang on column 4 really isn't too bad. Because if he could say horizontal those two yellow viruses right there, he has another blue virus lying just underneath.
Hmm. Meanwhile, Frank's board looks really nice here. He's got 26 viruses remaining. If he can get the pills he needs and maybe rely on Floyd getting a little bit of bad RNG, as Floyd just needing blue now, might have had a chance to get back in this, but it looks like, yeah,
That's
Floyd,
going to
excuse
be
me,
it.
is going to be out at a 723, 16 viruses ahead of Frank. Floyd takes game number 3 and is now 1 win away from sending Frank home and joining Adelito in the finals.
Game by Floyd. He is really on fire right now. He's really taking it to Frank.
See if Frank is at least able to manage a sub 8 out of this. Doesn't
Doesn't
look
look
like he's
like
going to
it,
be
but
able to.
yeah, he just needs a few more blue and he's going to be done. Looks like he is going to finish it out at an 805.
All right, so here we go. Both of our players are set. We have a ready from Floyd and a ready from Frank.
All right, so we are set to go for game 4. Floyd is at match point, and we have 3, 2, 1, pills. I
Frank,
see.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Okay. I'd see double opportunities for Floyd early on this board, but RNG's being a little bit tricky to start out.
Yeah, and Frank finally able to get that double blue the blue horizontal that he was working on. A little bit concerned about those reds in his column 8, but again on medium speed, it's not going to be that bad for him to dash over, and he does manage to do that pretty easily. 29 viruses for Frank, 31 for Floyd. Frank has a slight lead right there now at the moment.
Frank has a slight lead and much better board health because right now Floyd has had to deal with a cluster of garbage due to a pretty tricky setup at the beginning of his level. He's managed to clean it up for the most part at this point, but that's really slowed him down from the get-go here.
Yeah, and I am concerned about all these blues that are bunched up in the middle of Floyd's board. Some double blues would be really nice for him, or even some combination of reds and blues could be beneficial for him. We'll just have to see what the RNG does for him. Meanwhile, over on Frank's board, also dealing with needing some blues, but he's got some really nice setups here. Potentially going to take these reds at the bottom horizontally. He does signal that he wants to do that. A double red would be perfect for him, would allow him to clear all at once. He doesn't get the double red. He gets 2 reds, though, and he's going to be out at a 141.
Boyd still has 8 viruses to deal with in level 10, but he's been playing this level quite well at this point. Right now, what he needs to do is get access to that column 2 so he could clear out those red pills, or that red virus, pardon. And it looks like he's going to have just the right setup that he needs right there. And with that tuck, he's going to be out at a 208.
Yeah, so almost 30 seconds between our players, but only a 14 virus deficit now for Floyd, now down to 10 actually. And gosh, this board, looking at Floyd's board, he's got so many double opportunities. It's really quite a thing to see.
Yeah, much better start to this one than the start of his 10. He's got so much set up already, pretty much laid out on a silver platter for him. He's going to be able to burn through this. And look at this. He's back in the lead now.
This has been just such a good level 11 for Floyd so far. Looking over at Frank's board, Not too shabby. This double blue going to be perfect for him. But now just needing a lot of red to further progress this board, goes ahead and takes the combo on the right to drop the blues down. But again, just needing a bunch of red and maybe getting a red rush. Okay, not quite, but still, it was any red now that Frank gets, he's going to be really happy to see.
Yeah, Floyd trying to set up some horizontals on the bottom of his board for his end game. He's got the blues set up, and after taking out the yellows, and that's just going to work out perfectly for him. He basically needs just a couple yellows and a red to finish this one out. And there's the red that he needs. And now he's just one yellow away from an incredible level 11, 340.
And pretty nice drop combo from Frank. Dropped into a fat log. Um, didn't take too much off of his board, but it did open some stuff up for him. So that's gonna be really beneficial. Oh, don't think he wanted those. No, maybe he did.
Yeah,
He didn't want
he
those double
did.
reds
He's
there.
got the underclear
He's
set
gonna
up.
get there and get the drop.
And now he
Now
can
all
get,
he needs is one more
yes.
yellow. There it is, out of the 406.
Yeah, that was definitely a classic Frank setup. Setting up the underclear and then the virus below is going to be eliminated by the pills above.
So it is a 16 virus game at the moment in the favor of Floyd, who has another really nice looking board. Look at all these grouped doubles that he's got. That's really nice to see. Whereas Frank's board, it's kind of staircasey.
Yeah, it's very staircasey. At least there are a fistful of double clears waiting for him in those staircases. If there were single clears in the staircases, then we'd have a real problem.
Mm-hmm.
But right now it looks like his board is pretty well set up. That blue garbage in column 5 is kind of intentional because otherwise he wouldn't have much use for it. There's one of the double clears that he's looking for.
Frank or excuse me, Floyd fully in control of this level 12. Just needing a few more reds. There's the blue that he needs. That's not where he wanted it, but it's not going to be
Yeah.
a big deal. Followed by a double blue. Come on, just two more reds game. That's all he needs.
Yeah, he was
There.
trying to avoid drop time by dropping it into column 7, not realizing he had another blue clear already set up there, which cost him a little bit of time. But he has a pretty healthy lead right now.
Yeah, Frank looking to get blue. Honestly, he just needs a lot of blue.
Yeah, another one of these situations where RNG just might decide today's not the day. But now he's getting a nice steady flow of blue pills. I like
Love
that
what he
clear,
did with
setting up the
that. Yeah,
horizontal and the no drop clear along with setting up the horizontal clear of the reds below.
really nice plays there by Frank. He's gonna get his final red out at a 616. But 29 viruses behind Floyd at the moment. Floyd's board is not as good as his past couple, but it's still something that he can work with. He's just gonna need. I feel like a broken record. He's just gonna need blues to get through this.
He'd love to see maybe a couple of blue yellows so that he could have set up the fat log near the bottom of his board there. Unfortunately, that didn't happen for him. All right, looks like Floyd is he has some horizontals set up if he wants to take them or if he wants to just keep this simple. Takes the horizontal and then the quick horizontal clears at the bottom. Very good. The 30 virus lead has shrunk to a little less than 20, but still it might be too little too late for Frank. Nice horizontal clear by Floyd there. He
Nice
just needs
sweet tea over on Frank's side.
yeah. Frank is going to need a miracle, and all Floyd needs is a few blue. Unfortunately, this double red run means it might take a little while for us to get there. But he's got one, and now he needs 4 more.
Oh boy,
And
and
don't
Frank is
look
down to
now because
7.
now it's a 5 virus game. Oh man, Floyd is just getting hammered by RNG at the end here. Can he get just one more?
Come on, game.
Wow, come on.
Okay,
There
there it
it
is.
is. Oh, but
Oh my
Frank stole
gosh!
it.
Wow. The
Wow.
RNG just completely saying, "No, Floyd.
No, that's
Not
gonna
gonna
be
let you
that's
have it."
gonna be under review.
It will be, yeah. And Floyd can't believe it. Floyd
Yeah,
cannot believe
I
it.
can't believe it either.
Yeah, and we
So we're gonna
review
wait
these
for word from
because
our restreamer on the final times for that run. But wow,
golly. Well, hey, while we're waiting for confirmation, be sure to check out the silver bracket on this coming Saturday. Going to be a lot of good players playing in that, and then also check out the Waco regional next Sunday right here on twitch.tv/the DrMC. I'm going to be there. Packy's going to be there. It's going to be a great time.
everyone's waiting with bated breath just to confirm the times we had in that game because there's quite a bit at stake on this ruling.
Now, if this does end up in a tie, what will happen is our players will go on to level 14, and whoever finishes level 14 first will take the crown. We have seen instances where we've gone into double overtime before. I believe it was Swong and Frank. But the Dave confirming Frank does win by 1 second. So we have ourselves a decider.
All right. Well, we're going to have a decider indeed. This has been an incredible matchup to watch. Floyd has really been on fire. He's just been RNG is really the only thing stopping him.
Mm-hmm.
So Floyd and Frank settling in for game 5. And we are just about ready to go. We got readies from both players. So who's going to go on to face Adelito in the finals? We got our countdown. 3, 2, 1. Pills.
Frank going to be out of the gate first. Really interesting looking board. It's kind of got like a one of those pointy bracket slope things going on. I don't know what that's called, but the greater than less than sign. And it's really weird to see. I've never seen a board like this.
Lloyd's done some fun little tuck plays to start off his level 10. This level 10's looked pretty clean for the most part. There is a little bit of garbage on Floyd's board, but that's really only because of slightly unfortunate RNG. But for the most part, this board is really clean. A
Yeah,
rare double blue run for Floyd. And we
I'm
got a
wondering if
red.
Floyd wanted to tuck that red blue in one more over into columns 2 and 3 rather than 3 and 4. Not sure, but
I'm not sure either, but I think he's had his fill of double blues at this point. And saying, "Where were you 2 minutes ago?"
yeah. Yeah, that's like the ultimate slap in the face where you're getting that double blue surge when all you needed was blue to put Frank away in the last game. That's got to be frustrating.
But let's see if Floyd can handle it. Right now, it's a relatively close game. Frank has a 4 virus lead on Floyd right now. Nice little quick fat log setup there for Floyd.
Floyd does have the opportunity to take those blues horizontally, and he does so and drops into another horizontal red. Really nice play there by Floyd, but at the moment it is Frank with the temporary lead, but it looks like he's probably going to, he did
He's gonna have
go
to.
horizontally, but and that double yellow,
Oh,
perfect
very
for him.
fortunate double yellow right there. Needs a little bit of red and blue help, and that's exactly what he needs. But that momentary delay on his end game is going to give Floyd the chance to close the gap a little bit. He's out at about 210.
And Frank was out about a 206, so a 4-second difference between our players. It's essentially neck and neck here as we have both players into their level 11. Very minuscule differential in viruses between our players. Gotta say though, both boards look interesting. I don't love all the blue that Floyd has been given at the moment.
Looks like Frank is setting up the sweet tea, and all he needs now is this drop combo right here. And both of these boards look pretty good. It's just there's a lack of access to yellow for Floyd right now, and that's the only real problem.
Mm-hmm.
If he can dig through this blue on column 2, then he'll have access to a triple and a double clear on columns 1 and 2, and these double yellow is not really what he's looking for, but bam, knocks out 5 viruses at once, and then gets the lightning bolt. And Floyd is now in the lead.
Yeah, but Floyd is gonna be hamstrung once again by blues here. Oh man, really wish he had saved that for one pill over, gotten the double blue to get the horizontal. But as it stands, he still has the lead. Still has an opportunity for some blues horizontal at the bottom. He does set up for that. Wisely takes the blue at the top first, though, to set up, open up the reds. He's going to be out first at a 358.
Yeah, Frank's end game looks really clean right now. He just needs some red and some yellow to get out. 3 yellow pills away, and there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. About 416, he's out of level 11. Looking at Floyd's board, that also looks really clean. Lack of access to yellows, but for the most part, this is a really squeaky clean board for Floyd to work with.
Yeah, it's a really nice board. He's just going to hope to get some reds now to really get into the meat and potatoes of this board. Well, meanwhile, looking over at Frank, he's got a pretty nice board too, setting up for some horizontal yellow action. I'm sure he'd love to see ideally a yellow double yellow, but he goes ahead and takes a little bit of sacrificial garbage and clears out the horizontal.
Floyd might be waiting. Okay, maybe not. I thought he might have been waiting for specifically a red blue so he could drop down into that big horizontal clear in row 5. But he can pretty much trigger that whenever he feels like it, which might have to be soon because right now he's really not getting much in the way of red help. He does have a dozen virus lead right now. This double red is perfect if he wants to take it there. Yep.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Frank, with 26 viruses remaining, really desperately needing reds and blues, has very minuscule access to yellow at the moment. This double yellow perfect for him. He does take some sacrificial drop time, but gets a really nice drop combo. Um, that column 7 and 8, it's not too bad because of the way it's set up, and he's got everything he needs. Gets the drop combo, and that column 8 looking a lot better now. But Floyd just needing 2 more reds, and he's going to be into level 13 first. There it is, out at a 606.
Yeah, Frank is closing quickly on Floyd right now, but Floyd has a really good setup going on here if he can just get what he needs. Goes ahead and just takes the blue horizontal without much thought, and probably a good idea because now he's just trying to dig down to more blue access and quickly reaching it. He's got a 12 virus lead still in this level 13 in this deciding level. But Frank is very capable of catching up in a hurry.
Indeed, he is. And we want to welcome in our raiders from Chrissy Commentator. Thank you so much for the raid. We are in our semifinals, a decider to find out who's going to go on to face Adelito in the finals. It all comes down to this final level. Floyd in the lead with 26 viruses, needing some reds, needing some blues. Frank looking to get some really nice combos of his own. What a drop!
Wow. Look at
Wow!
that.
Holy moly!
That was incredible. And he has managed to close the gap on Floyd a little bit, but Floyd, with some quick plays, has managed to widen that gap back up a little bit. But you can bet he feels Frank breathing down his neck at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You know he wants to end this as quickly as possible.
Yeah. This is one of those matches where I really don't want to see it come down to the RNG. Whoever wins this, I just want to see it be clean and not because the game decided no.
That you definitely don't want to see that happen. Floyd might be holding out for a fat log right now and needs a red blue to do that. The thing is,
Yeah.
if he triggers this red horizontal on the top, it's going to cut off his fat log. And here come all the. Okay, looks like he's not set. Okay, he does take the fat log. And now he just needs a couple more reds to get out. One more will do it, and he's
There
out
it
at an
is.
813, and Floyd takes it.
Woo! So it will be Floyd and Adelito in the finals. Floyd's first time taking down Frank. It is now 1-2 in that series in favor of Frank. What a game! This is going to be a really exciting finals. Frank going to go ahead and finish this out. He's just going to need one more red. Out 30 seconds behind Floyd at an 8:43.